Hello, this is Burke Lyle, and we're down to our third player for today as I put 9 players on the ballot. So right now, Jimmy Rollins, I said, is a Hall of Famer. He did get only 13% of the vote, 12.9. In his 17 seasons, 15 were spent with the Phillies. So again, not quite his whole career in the team, but pretty much ranked 9th on their all-time award list, 47.6. So again, pretty much every hitting category is either first or second. So second in plate appearances among all hitters in Phillies history, behind only Mike Schmidt. Hits is first, more than Mike Schmidt. Doubles first. Triples third. Stolen bases second. Extra base hits second behind Mike Schmidt. And it was interesting. So Rollins really played 15 full seasons from 2001 to really 2015. Those were his full seasons in the big leagues. Played some in 2000, some in 2016, but I just consider him among other shortstops of the era. So again, Phillies history, every offensive category, pretty much first or second, and a lot of them third in triples. And him hitting triples, 100 plus triples in this era is just remarkable. Doing that now, I mean, triples are rare. It's hard to get a lot of triples, so his WAR during that span, so 2001 to 2015, first among that span, higher than Derek Jeter. And granted, Jeter played all but one of those seasons, and granted, I know Jeter missed pretty much all of 2013, but Derek Jeter from 2001 to 2012, one of the best shortstops in all of baseball. So again, you think about shortstops in that era, and granted, him and Jeter pretty much played almost during all that time, but it's surprising. But first among all shortstops in that era, more than Jeter, and that's what stands out. And granted, there are other good shortstops in that era who played pretty much most of that time. You had Jose Reyes, you had, I guess, Hanley Ramirez. If you want to have war among shortstops from 06 to 10, I bet Ramirez would be first, Hanley. But those are probably the best shortstops during that time. His hits, second behind Derek Jeter. Doubles, first by a wide margin. I guess a little surprising, but so again, that's among shortstops. 2 shortstops, 100 more triples during that span. The other one, Jose Reyes. Rollins had 113, so that's pretty remarkable. So his home runs and RBI totals, second behind Miguel Tejada. Miguel Tejada, I'd say, in his prime, one of the better shortstops, say, in the 2000s, for sure. And granted, I think what I did is, since A-Rod was a shortstop for a time, and if you could consider him a shortstop, I think he would be first in a lot of those categories. But just, I think there's a certain criteria that had to be met that I put in. These numbers are all from Baseball Reference. So again, probably the second best. Again, it's more home runs than Derek Jeter. And you think about other shortstops, again, Tejada, that made sense that he was first. So again, second behind those two guys. Only 2 shortstops stole over 300 bases during that span. Think about 300 stolen bases, and again, shortstops, probably more than anyone. Probably the fastest players on the field are probably usually center fielders and shortstops. And second baseman, it can vary. Some of them are fast. It really varies. But you think about 300 stolen bases, Jose Reyes, 479. Jimmy Rollins, 462, and Reyes, like in the 2000s, kind of mid to late 2000s, just went on a rampage of just stealing bases. And that's probably half of his total right there. And then Rollins, and again, so just thinking about shortstops. So really him, most steady, best shortstops during that time, probably him, Reyes, Jeter, you could say Tejada. Those are probably the best that come to mind. Right there. So again, one of the best shortstops of the era. And shortstops of the era to be put in the Baseball Hall of Fame, Jeter in, and then it may be Jimmy Rollins. And I think I was reading an article during that kind of Hall of Fame voting process where, if you look at it, basically Jimmy Rollins will be one of the last Hall of Fame shortstops for a while, until maybe the current group we have, like guys like Lindor and Correa, Trey Turner, maybe those guys are hope. Among all position players, so his hits are 5th behind Ichiro. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Pujols is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Derek Jeter and Beltre. So all 5 of those guys will. So 4 of those guys will be in the Hall of Fame. Beltre will be in next year. Ichiro will be in 2 years from now. Jeter will be in. Jeter's already in our pool. So is Jimmy Rollins the only guy in that list who's not in the Hall of Fame? Only 3 players at 500 or more doubles in that span. And there's a lot of really good hitters during that span. I mean, not even A-Rod hitting that many doubles. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when I record it. I mean, not even A-Rod hit that many doubles. I mean, think about this. Think about all the big power hitters think about all the hitters during the era. I mean, it's surprising. And just the list of guys. And so it's Pujols and Big Papi. Papi just got in last year. Pujols is going to get in soon. And those 2 guys are in. But what about Rollins, right? And then only 3 guys hit 100 or more triples. And triples, I mean, and triples are different. Since in order to hit triples, you got to be fast. Like guys like Crawford and Reyes, Rollins, yeah, those 3 guys all stole a lot of bases during that era. So I'd say we're some of the best guys at hitting triples. Probably some of the faster guys during that time. Yeah, those 3 guys, okay. 5th in all baseball, 462 steals. So, and Rollins won some Gold Gloves as well. Don't get me wrong there. And so again, like how many shortstops during that time won 4 Gold Gloves? Got well over 2,000 hits, close to 2,500 hits. Stole almost 500 bases. I mean, Rollins pretty much year in and year out starting in 2001. So basically averaged 30 steals per year. Think about that, averaging 30 steals per year. And stole 30-plus bases all the way basically until his last year at the Phillies basically was going to steal in a full season. And again, mostly healthy in that span, 20, 30 bases per year. And just remarkable. Really, and again, I think should get in. Now, the question is, will there be a time where 75% of baseball writers think he's a Hall of Famer? That's what it has to become. Where 75% of baseball writers have to say he's a Hall of Famer. Right now, not much more than 10% say that. And does he eventually get in? I think so. I think should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I think it'll take a while. It might take 5+ years. But I think gets in eventually, some way, somehow. I think should be in the Hall of Fame. That's why, in my own ballot, I voted for Rollins. So that is all for now. We'll do it in 3 parts. Our next 3 videos will be Todd Helton, Andrew Jones, and Scott Rollins. Only of the 9 players who I voted for this year, only Scott Rollins made it into the Hall of Fame. So that is everyone I have for now. Our players today that I made videos of were Beltran, Rodriguez, and Rollins. So next up, hopefully I can try to do it tomorrow. I will do Helton, who's on his 5th year, who I said why is a Hall of Famer, basically. Andrew Jones, 6th year, close, is making the case. And Scott Rollins, 6th year, got in. So those will be the next 3 videos that we will publish. So that is everything from Burke on out, and we'll see you next time.